Hello and namaste everyone. This is the Seeker of Love and Light, a humble student of Law of One. So today's video is a short summary of session 6 of the book called The Ra Contact. If you wish to listen to the entire Q&A sessions in Hindi, it's available on my Instagram page at Seeker of Love and Light, link to which is given in the description box. And if you wish to read the books, then the link to the PDF is also given below. What is the law? The law is one. Why are we here? We seek the law of one. Why are we seeking Ra? Because Ra is the humble messenger of law of one. So together, we protect the law of one group, their families, friends, neighbors, and well-wishers in the circle of love and light of our one infinite Creator, and we restrict any negative entity or thought forms or negative energy from entering this circle, because the law is one. Rejoice then and purify this place in the law of one. So in this session, Ra continues answering the question to the previous session about development of the energy powers of healing. Ra says, the third area of learning and teaching is the spiritual complex, which embodies the fields of force and consciousness, which are the least distorted of your mind-body-spirit complex. The exploration and balancing of the spirit complex is indeed the longest and most subtle part of learning and teaching. So अगर आपने last session देखा होगा तो आपको याद होगा that Ra spoke about the balancing and healing of the mind and the body. Now here they are speaking about the spirit complex, also known as the soul. And out of the three complexes, that is the mind, body and spirit, the spirit or the soul part is the one which is connected to the intelligent infinity and is the least distorted one. ये जो spirit या आत्मा होती है, इसके around fields of forces होती है, and these fields go in and around it, making a balloon or a circle, and is constantly attached to the consciousness, and all the information is stored and released in it. The balancing of these fields and the soul is the most longest and the subtle part. We have considered the mind as a tree. The mind controls the body. With the mind single-pointed, balanced and aware, the body comfortable in whatever biases and distortions, make it appropriately balanced for that instrument. The instrument is then ready to proceed with the great work. That is the work of wind and fire. The spiritual body energy field is a pathway or a channel. When body and mind are receptive and open, then the spirit can become a functioning shuttle or a communicator from the entity's individual energy of will upwards and from the streamings of the creative fire and wind downwards. So अगर आप माइंड को एक ट्री की तरह देखते हैं तो आपको ये समझ में आएगा that your mind controls your body. Your body will have its biases and so will your mind have its distortions. जैसे आपको कुछ चीज़ें अच्छी लगेगी और कुछ चीज़ें नहीं लगेगी, लेकिन अगर आप माइंड में बैलेंस बना लेते हो थ्रू मेडिटेशन या साइलेंस और बैलेंस बनाते हुए आगे निकल जाते हो, then you will see that your soul gets ready because now your mind and body are both balanced. And your soul or spirit will then act like a rocket or a shuttle or a communicator because ये सारी information आपकी soul में store होती है. And your spiritual body becomes a channel and starts the game of fire and wind. जैसे आग नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ जाती है और हवा ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ, उसी तरह your soul takes the information upwards towards the intelligent infinity and then bring the information back downwards to your body and mind. And once this pathway into the intelligent infinity is activated or opened, तो आपकी healing abilities activate हो जाती है, which seems like paranormal abilities to others. Ra also says that there are many upon your plane who have a random hole or a gateway in their spirit energy field, sometimes created by the ingestion of a chemical such as LSD, and they are able to randomly and without control tap into energy sources. They may or may not be the entities who wish to serve others. Friends, here Ra has never suggested anyone to take any kind of drugs. Neither do we suggest it, because once they wear off can make one miserable and cause an addiction, not to mention they're illegal. Further, Ra says that the purpose of carefully and consciously opening this channel is to serve in a more dependable way as seen by the healer. To others, there may appear to be miracles. To the one who has carefully opened the door to the intelligent infinity, this is ordinary and common. This is as it should be. the life experience becomes somewhat transformed and the great work goes on. So guys, अगर आप हमारे एंशियंट टेक्स्ट में पढ़ोगे तो ऐसे कई लोग थे जिन्होंने ये सिद्धियाँ हासिल की थी. यू विल नोटिस कि उन लोगों के पास ऐसी पैरानॉर्मल एबिलिटीज़ थी और आज भी कई ऐसे लोग हैं हु हैव दीज एबिलिटीज़. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक जगह पर बैठकर ये पता लगाना कि कहीं और क्या चल रहा है, ऑल्सो नोन एज रिमोट व्यूइंग. देन सम पीपल कैन रीड माइंड्स, ऑल्सो नोन एज टेलीपैथी. फिर चीज़ों को यहाँ से वहाँ कर देना, ऑल्सो नोन एज टेलीकाइनेसिस. या अपने आप को छोटा या बड़ा कर देना, ऑल्सो नोन एज शेप शिफ्टिंग. ऐसी और भी कई एबिलिटीज़ है जो सबके लिए अवेलेबल है वंस यू ओपन दिस पाथवे टू इंटेलिजेंट इन्फिनिटी. बट इट हैज़ टू बी इन अ मोर कंट्रोल्ड एंड डिपेंडेबल वे. For your reference, you can watch a movie which came out in 2009, also called as The Men Who Stare at the Goats, which is based on a true story, which shows telepathic abilities, but it's your free will. Anyway, further Dawn wanted to know a little more historical background of Ra, where they came from prior to involvement with the planet Earth. Ra says we are those who voyaged outward from another planet within your own solar system. The planetary influence was that you call Venus. We are a race old in your measures. When we were in the sixth dimension, our physical beings were what you would call golden. We were tall and somewhat delicate. Our physical body complex covering or skin had a golden luster. In this form, we decided to come among your people. Your people at that time were much unlike us in physical appearances. We thus did not mix well with the population and were obviously other than they. Thus, our visit was relatively short, for we found ourselves in the hypocritical position of being acclaimed as other than yourself, because we came as brothers and sisters. This was the time during which we built the structures, which you call pyramids. They also mentioned that they traveled from the planet Venus to Earth by using the power of thought. Further, Dawn wanted to know whether a person from planet Earth would have survived on Venus at that time. To which Ra says that Venus is not hospitable for the life forms of the third density and is conducive for the fifth, sixth density growing, learning and teaching. So friends, Venus पर third density के beings नहीं रहते हैं और ना ही fifth या sixth density के, but there is a probability in future for the fifth and sixth density environment. इसका मतलब अभी planet Venus पर fourth density के beings रहते हैं, but obviously they are not visible to us third density beings, and neither can our technology locate them because they are much more advanced than us. Also guys, as you must have seen in the previous videos where I have explained what is vibration and density, if you look at the tires of a vehicle, when it is still you can see the spikes and bolts. When it is in the motion you cannot see them, rather it becomes invisible. Similarly, the higher density beings are capable of lowering their vibration so that a third density being can see them. Know that whatever is visible on our planet is vibrating at our density, which is the third density. This corresponds to the theory of relativity. For example, when you're inside a fast moving train and another train passes opposite to it at the same speed as your train, it seems like it is still even though it's moving at the same speed as you. Anyway, Dawn wanted to know how they made this transition from Venus to Earth, to which Ra says that from the sixth dimension, they are capable of manipulating by thought the intelligent infinity present in each particle of light, so that they were able to clothe themselves in a replica visible in the third density of their mind, body, spirit complexes in the sixth density. And they were allowed this experiment by the council which guards this planet. This council is located in the octave or the eighth dimension of the planet Saturn, taking its place in an area which we understand in the third dimensional terms as the rings. Further, Dawn asks whether there were or are any planets in our solar system which have third density beings like humans. To which Ra says, in your past, there was a population of third density beings upon a planet which dwelled within your solar system. This planet was called Malik. These entities destroyed their planet and were forced to find room for themselves on Earth, the only third density planet which was hospitable and capable of offering the lessons necessary to decrease their mind, body and spirit distortion with respect to the law of one. They came through the process of harvest and were incarnated through the process of incarnation from higher spheres within this density approximately 500,000, that is 5 lakh years ago. So friends, many of you must have heard about the asteroid belt located between the orbits of the planet Jupiter and Mars. This asteroid belt was formed from the remains of the planet Maldek. There was a nuclear war that happened on this planet and destroyed the entire planet. तो अगर एक फुल ब्लोन न्यूक्लियर वॉर होता है तो पूरा प्लैनेट ही फट सकता है. आगे Ra will tell exactly what happened on this planet and how it was destroyed. Anyway, further Dawn asks whether the human population on Earth are all originally from planet Maldek. Ra says that those from the planet Maldek were harvested and incarnated below the Earth's surface and not above it. The third density population on our planet, that is Earth, contains many various groups harvested from other second dimension and cycle third dimension spheres. You are not all one race or background from the beginning, but the experiences you share is unique in this time and space continuum. So further Dawn asks how the law of one acts in this transfer of beings to our planet and the action of harvest. Ra says the law of one states simply that all things are one, that all beings are one. There are certain behaviors and thought forms consonant with the understanding and practice of this law. Those who, finishing a cycle of experience, demonstrate various grades of distortion of that understanding of thought and action will be separated by their own choice into the vibration most comfortable to their mind-body-spirit complexes. So you can think of this as a school जहाँ पर lessons होते हैं and every student has to make a grade to graduate to the next higher class. Similarly, people learn their lessons in the third density of a planet. उनके behavior और सोच अलग अलग हो सकते हैं, but it's all happening according to the law of one whether they are aware of it or not. So when a particular entity as per its experience and vibration makes a grade, can be graduated or harvested into the next density after its physical death. फिर उस vibration से match करता हुआ जो भी planet होता है, that entity chooses to go to that planet. ये grade बनती है आपके thought, words and actions, मन, वचन और कर्म से. So further Ra says, this process is guarded or watched by those nurturing beings who are very close to the law of one and are on the path of active service. Thus, an illusion is created with light and love of varying degrees of intensity. The spirit complex or the soul of each harvested entity moves along the line in this light until the light grows too bright, at which time the entity stops. This entity may have barely reached the third density or may be very very close to the ending of the third density light and love vibration. So जब ये हार्वेस्ट का प्रोसेस होता है उसमें लाइट के अलग अलग इंटेंसिटी का एक इल्यूजन बनाया जाता है एंड आफ्टर द हार्वेस्ट एक आत्मा इस लाइट की तरफ चलती है. जब ये रोशनी उसके लिए बहुत तेज हो जाती है तो आत्मा वहीं रुक जाती है. Now it may happen that this soul has just reached the third density या फिर third density के end के काफ़ी close हो, which actually shows its grade as in where has this entity reached in terms of its experiences during this incarnation. Anyway, so जो जहाँ तक पहुँचता है फिर उसे एक major cycle मिलती है according to its experiences depending on its thoughts and actions. And this happens so that this entity may reduce its distortion. So आगे रा बोलते हैं कि ये जो एक major cycle है it is approximately 25,000 years and there are 3 such major cycles of any third density planet. And these 3 cycles together make a master cycle which is approximately 75,000 years. और जब ये master cycle खत्म होता है तो not only the beings living on the planet are harvested, even the planet moves to the next density. और फिर वो planet lower density के लिए inhabitable हो जाता है. So those who are not harvested in the next density and who need to repeat their third density experiences will have to then incarnate in another third density planet. So further Dawn asks, what is the position of planet Earth with respect to progression of the cycle at this time? That was in 1981. So Ra says, Earth is at this time in 4th dimension vibration. But she is quite confused due to the society memory complexes embedded in the consciousness. She has not made an easy transition to the vibration of the 4th density, and she will have to be fetched with some inconvenience. This inconvenience or disharmonious vibration has begun several of your years in the past, and it shall continue unabated for a period of approximately 30 years after which it looks like it will be a fourth density planet. Dawn further asks, does the fact that we are in this transition period now have anything to do with the reason that you have made your information available to the population? To which Ra says, yes, we have walked among your people. We remember your sorrow. We have seen much. We have searched for an instrument of the proper vibration and a supporting and understanding group of people to accept this information with minimal distortion and a maximal desire to serve others. And that, in our memory, we thank you. So, further Dawn asks whether the disc shaped UFO, which were commonly spotted in the skies, were from Venus and belonged to Ra. So friends, when Dawn asked this question, तो हमें भी ऐसा लगा था कि planet Venus से ये UFOs कब आए हमारे यहाँ. So we did a little research about this. So we found out that there was a person called George Adamski. He has written a lot of books like Inside the Spaceship, Mysteries of the Flying Saucers. These are very interesting books. So in these books he has written there were beings from planet Venus who visited him. इसमें एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ हमने नोटिस की थी. आपने रामायण में देखा होगा दैट श्री राम के पैरों में वुडन स्लीपर्स होती थी. आई थिंक दे वर कॉल्ड एज खड़ाऊ. So these beings were wearing something very similar to those wooden slippers. There are pictures of such footprints also in that book. There are many more interesting things in the book. If you wish to read them, you can. It's your free will. So Ra says, we have used crystals for many purposes. The crafts of which you speak has not been used by us in your present space and time. However, we have used crystals and the bell-shaped crafts in the past of your illusion. We visited your people 18,000 years ago and did not land. Again 11,000 years ago. We are no longer on Venus. However, there are thought forms created among your people from our time of walking among you. The memory and the thought forms are a part of your social memory complex. This mass consciousness creates the experience once more for those who request such experiences. And the present Venus population is no longer 6th density. So guys, again Ra is telling us here about the method of contacting them, which is meditation and silence. I can recommend you to watch documentaries of Dr. Stephen Greer. He has developed an amazing method of contacting the Confederation. Even we have used this method. And for your information, let me tell you, right now on our planet, there are more than 1 billion people who has contacted the Confederation in some way or the other. So if you wish to watch these documentaries, you can watch them too. So further Ra says that we are Ra and we are the members of the Confederation of the planets in the service of our one infinite creator. There are approximately 53 civilizations comprising approximately 500 planetary consciousness in the Confederation. This Confederation contains those from your own planet who have attained dimensions beyond your third. It contains planetary entities within your solar system, and it contains planetary entities from other galaxies. It is a true confederation in that its members are not alike, but allied in service according to the law of one. So friends, they are talking about those people on our planet who were high-level meditators, जो समाधि में जाकर अपने शरीर त्याग देते थे. इंडिया में भी ऐसे कई saints थे. After they left their physical bodies, they also became members of the Confederation. Each planetary entity which wishes to appear within your third dimension has to request for a permission to break the quarantine and appear to your people. The reason and purpose for this appearance is understood and either accepted or rejected. There have been as many as 15 of the Confederation entities in your skies at any one time. The others available to you through thought. At present, there are 7 which are operating with craft in your density. This was in 1981. Their purposes are very simple. To allow those entities of your planet to become aware of the infinity, to know that you are not alone in the universe. And this is seen as mysterious or unknown to people who are not aware of our presence. So यहाँ पर रा ने quarantine के बारे में बात की है. So there is a quarantine placed around our planet by the guardians of our planet in order to avoid unwanted intruders. And anyone who wants to come in has to take a permission, and only then the quarantine will be lifted for them to pass. We can go outside this quarantine because of the law of free will, since this is our planet. But outsiders from other planets cannot come in without permissions of the guardian. This was placed after what happened on planet Maldic and what happened on Mars. Ra will tell us more in the upcoming sessions. Now, there are many people who asks us कि if they are the members of the confederation, तो ये खुल के सामने क्यों नहीं आते? Friends, there's a reason for this. This is our planet. और यहाँ पर अभी lessons चल रहे हैं. So to avoid an interference in the ongoing lessons, they cannot come out openly and they cannot interfere because of the law of free will. And these higher density beings follow the law of free will very strictly. They cannot give their love and light to those who are not asking for it. But they create a mystery by appearing and disappearing in the skies, so that a person who is on the path of enlightenment will start seeking and asking questions, and then eventually move towards this love and light in search of our one infinite creator. So guys, ये session यही खत्म होता है. And as Ra says, I am Ra. I leave you in the love and in the light of our one infinite creator. Go forth, rejoicing in the power and the peace of one infinite creator. Adane. Thank you everyone. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more sessions ahead. Thank you.